Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. So this is called Gardens of Versailles.
Yes.
Okay, so in the photograph, you're seated on very rich, dark grass. And around you is one, two, three, four, five, six. Maybe there's a seventh one behind, swans. And so you're seated in your jeans and a black sort of shirt, maybe a jacket's around your arms. And because it says Garden of Versailles, I figure it's in France. And around you is this beautiful, beautiful vegetation. And look, the photo really is these amazing swans that are. Okay, did you sneeze and they're picking out the snot off the ground, or are they going for seeds?
So they're just pecking at the grass. So a lot of
Okay.
their food is actually just grass, surprisingly.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So you're right. This picture was taken in France, Garden of Versailles. I believe it's from 2017. And
mm,
the reason I picked these photos, I went through all of my previous photos, and it took me so long to pick this out because I'm trying to think about like what really in my memories that would invoke like a really deep connection, or like for me it's like a wow memories. So
okay.
that is top one for me, I guess, among
Oh,
the
wow.
other ones, just because I grew up in a mall practically from
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
as you know, all the tall buildings and very dense population, we don't normally have such green space like this, let
Right,
alone being among the wild animals.
right.
So,
So where did you grow up?
well, I grew up in Hong Kong on the Kowloon side. So
Okay.
my kindergarten to primary, secondary schools, I'm in Kowloon Town. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, if you know Festival
Yeah, it's
Walk,
full on.
yeah, that was
Mm-hmm.
my playground when when I was growing up. So, being a city girl, I don't really have that much opportunity being in wildlife or in the nature.
Mm,
So, when I was visiting France with my parents, we went to Gardens of Versailles, and we were just having pizza and beer, honestly.
mm-hmm.
And then I decided to sit on a grass area because it's just something I've never really done.
Right,
It
right.
sounds silly to a lot of people, probably not from a big city.
Well, okay, so a couple of things.
Yeah.
On the one hand, I agree with you completely because it's true that Hong Kong is the urban jungle, and there aren't very many places with grass. But one of the reasons when I think of it is because, well, there are centipedes, there are cobras, there are some seriously intense wildlife here. So, for example, I mean, like around where I live, it's in the country park. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of monkeys and there's like porcupines but when I see this image and I connect it to your experience, I just saw a video that was so sweet about animals showing affection to humans,
Yeah.
right? And it was different animals like hippopotamuses and goats and well, just all kind of like a cheetah. And one of them was this image of this guy at a lake and the swan just rubbing its head, wanting to be caressed, and they're hugging each other. It's really amazing. So when I see this, I'm like, yeah, okay,
That makes sense.
okay. But okay, so did you have pets?
So unfortunately, I don't have any pets.
Okay, you never had pets.
Never
Okay.
had pets. The only pet I guess would count would be my one goldfish that
Uh huh.
unfortunately I didn't know how to raise them too well when I was a young little kid. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I didn't really have any pets growing up.
Okay, so because I met you through the capacity of LumiVoce,
Hmm.
so what did you study at university?
Well, I
Communications.
was
You said communications.
yes, communication.
So how did that intersection of music, communications, and LumiVoce happen?
I would really say it's really a serendipity that
Okay.
I got this opportunity working at LumiVoce because, as I said earlier, I'm a really artistic person. I'm pretty outgoing. I love making new friends, going to travel, and LumiVoce I joined purely by chance because
Mm-hmm.
at that time I want to work remotely so that I have the freedom to travel. So LumiVoce offered that opportunity to me because everything that we do is online. And
Mm-hmm.
our founder, Dr. Ying Ying Liu, who I also believe she was in your previous podcast before,
Yep. Yep.
and she said hello and a warm hug for you. Yeah.
She's awesome. Yes.
So I saw this job advertising online about a year
Mm-hmm.
ago in March, or earlier actually in February, and then I saw the description about wildlife, about animals, about music, about art, and it really just ticked all of the boxes for
It's
me.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then initially, I had an interview with Ying Ying, and we just talked about everything about animals, about our experience. And so the interactions and the vibe was really, I guess, in sync for me. And I believe for
Mm-hmm.
her as well. That's why I got hired.
Yep.
Um,
Of course.
and so that's how I started about a year ago. And now I'm the operations manager for LumiVoce, and we've been doing so many great wildlife education program.
Yeah.
So that's how I joined the organization about a year ago.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the photo with these swans around you, where you're obviously like, whoa, this is completely and look, to be frank, to be honest, I mean, birds can sometimes be kind of dickish. They can be kind of mean, kind of be kind of rude. So, have you had interactions with wildlife that you connect to your work, or like why the connection to wildlife out of everything that's out there?
So I would say for my interaction, specifically for that picture with the swans around me, I told you earlier I was sitting on the grass, right? And there weren't any
Mm-hmm.
swans at the time. This picture that you saw was actually taken by my parents after maybe five
Mm-hmm.
to 10 minutes that I sat down. And these swans, they're just minding their business. But when I looked up, more and more swan just started sitting and moving around me. And so, like, there's a little crowd. You didn't see it from this picture, but there's actually a little crowd behind or around us because people start to see all of these swans gathering together next to me.
Right.
And my dad saw it and he's like, "Oh, this looks so cool. Let me get in the picture
It
as
is.
well." But as soon as he stepped close to me, all the swans started flapping their wings,
Of
much
course.
like chasing him around.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't
Yep.
get one picture with them. So
Okay, okay.
so that for me, I was like, wow, I'm so special. I'm the chosen
Yeah.
one. Yeah, so that I guess for it's my first interaction where I actually was surrounded by wildlife and I was like, hey, maybe they chose me in something special
Mm-hmm.
that I might have a
Mm.
connection with wildlife I didn't know about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a fun story for me. And then since now I'm in UK, I'm actually at a little place called Liscard in Cornwall, which
Ooh, that's so exotic.
oh yes. I traveled to a lot of places, but nowhere like
Yeah.
Liscard.
Oh, what? Oh, no, I was being facetious, but you're serious?
I'm
Like it's like,
serious.
oh, dude, oh, that's amazing.
It
Okay.
is very exotic to a city girl.
Uh-huh.
Because where I'm living is really rural in the countryside, and
Yeah.
I'm living in a farm converted B&B. So we
Okay.
have a few geese, we have a few quails, a few chicken. They're all rescued by the host. And she
Uh-huh.
told me stories where, when the chicken came to her farm, they have no feather. They looked like they're
Okay.
about to die because they were from commercial farm. And I couldn't imagine that because when I'm living here, all the chickens are so lively, walking freely in her
Uh-huh.
backyard. The geese are a bit of a trouble because they're very protective.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't really connect with that particular milk goose because he chased me around when I see him. but
uh,
but it was so funny, and at the same time, they laid a few eggs, so I got to
uh-huh.
never in my life tried a goose egg before. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, they just naturally have that little gift for me in their house. So we
That's
get to
nice.
enjoy that for a little bit. And, outside of our house, we have 1,000-year-old tree called Darley Oak.
Okay.
So it's just a place filled with green area, green grass, and animals I've never seen in
Can
the
I
wild.
can I Okay, so we've just met, just sort of seeing you and responding to you and listening to your story, and we are going to go to the next photo, but I just want to say that this may be I don't think this is going to be a secret that you haven't heard before,
Mhm.
but you're a little weird. You're a bit of a nutter. You're a bit of a nutter, right? I'm sure some people look at you and go like, "Oh, there's the nutter from Hong Kong."
Hmm. I might have heard that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Okay, well, you gotta go to the next photo.
Sure.
Okay, unless you want to say something about this image.
Um, I think we'll leave it there. Otherwise, I'll keep talking for hours.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, let's go to the next photo.
Yes.
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.